As the 2024 harvest season commences in many parts of the country, most farmers are packaging their produce and transporting them back to silos at homes for later sales and family consumption. However, many farmers in Gombe State have been selling their produce direct from the farms in order to settle debts incurred as a result of purchases of farm inputs and other domestic issues. This action, according to stakeholders, will ignite a wave of food inflation across the country. They therefore advise that farmers should be cautious. Here is the report.
In recent weeks, there are reports of massive sales of palm produce in farms across Gombe State, which is contrary to the tradition of transporting and storing the newly harvested commodities by the farmers during harvesting season. According to some farmers, they are selling their produce directly from the farms to settle dozens of debt, mostly related to farm input and domestic issues. As farmers, we are selling our farm produce now because most of us did not get agricultural input on time, and we also did not have a stable rainy season this year. A lot of farmers planted seed twice or 3 times this season alone because we experienced a short-term drought in Abko local government area. So most of the inputs were on credit. Therefore, we are selling them to settle the initial debt. There is indeed a problem if this trend continues because it will cause food inflation. So I urge my fellow farmers to desist from it or to at least do it wisely. The stakeholders, on the other hand, acknowledge that with the recent hardship and inflation, farmers have a concrete reason to sell their commodities right from the farm. They, however, said they are doing their best to brief farmers on the effect of the trend.
You don't know how much he mobilized the money going back to the farm since from the land preparation and buying the materials, inputs and chemicals and other things like that. So he don't have any option rather than to sell it out and to settle the debt or the credit that he collected from any organization or individual. There is so many implications into that. That's why we are urging and we are advising our team smallholder farmers not to do so. Because of what? Because of by selling your produce at a time, at the end of the day, you will now start looking for it after having a lot of issues or problems.
They should hold their cough for a time being. But you know the situation is very difficult. Farmer must sell it and buy what they want to buy. But we are doing our best, of course, we are doing our best to mobilize and sensitize our farmers to maintain their products after harvest.
Statistics show that with 44.09%, Gombe was the second state with the highest food inflation rate in Nigeria for the month of September, a development attributed to the recent hike in agricultural input and cost of transportation across the country. From Gombe, Hassan Koli reporting for Trust TV.